Hello, me handsome. So today we are off to Bude and we're going to do a little kind of musical vlog, which I'll just do a bit of a voiceover to. I have done a bit of research. I cannot find many places that do wings, if any. Some places do in the evening, but we're not going to be there for that long. So I will chuck a little video at the end, probably a sauce video, where we make some wings and we try it with one of the sauces that we got possibly at the food market. But hope you guys enjoy it. Bye. And here we are with the voiceover section. So we start our journey, we get in the car as we do, because for us Bude is about 50 minutes to an hour away depending on traffic, and we arrived in the car park. Now for those who don't know Bude is a very famous beach town. They often hold a lot of surf competitions, and if you can just make out, there is a Cornish flag. It is in Cornwall, so naturally it's a tricky one for us. How to explain this without being tactful? So Bude is in Cornwall. Cornwall and Devon historically don't get on with each other. We have the Cornish pasty and the Devon pasty. The different ways of doing scones, where it's jam or cream first. So historically, they don't get on. And Cornwall also, once upon a time, bid for independence. And there is still a select few in Cornwall that believe it should still be the case. But I divulge. So Bude is quite a nice place. And as you can see, they have put the effort in for Halloween with a scary post box there. But pretty much as this has happened, we are walking towards the centre of Bude. Now, it's not a massive place, but in the summer it can get very, very busy. That is basically where we're going to be going for lunch. So we'll come back to that in a moment. But as we carry on, we just explore the nice sights and sounds that Bude has to offer. Like I said, Bude has a very famous beach, and it will often host quite big surfing competitions as well as surf kayaking competitions. It sometimes holds the world championships for that. So it's, it can be very busy, quite popular place for these kind of sports. And it happened to be on this day, they had a teeny tiny little marketplace going there with only about 6 stalls. Sometimes the green in front of us, if you can just make out with all the shakiness, is covered in stalls. And this is the small little river that will flow all the way to the sea. Normally this is a lot lower than this, but today was very high. We were sort of expecting storms in the area. But we continue, and it's effectively a walk along the wall, and then we are effectively in that sort of central high street of Bude. It's not big and it is up a hill, so we do have to track the pram and our baby there up the hill. Now, when it comes to lunch, and I previously explained in the intro that there isn't many places that do wings. However, we are going to be eating something that will lead on to a new playlist set. So if you can just kind of make out there was a little bit saying Asaya. I think it's pronounced Asaya, which is some Cornish meaning to it. But this is effectively the high street. So a lot of what's known as surfy tat shops, where you can just get your blow up inflatable beach balls, bodyboards, cheap wetsuits and stuff like that. But they also have some very good surf shops as well. Obviously they have Animal, and they have a whole surf department for that. But there is a place, and we go to it much later, called Annie's Cottage, which is one of my all-time favourite shops. It's a surf shop and it's absolutely fantastic. And they're so sweet there. We have some of those in Barnstable and North Devon as well. A fantastic sweet shop. And there's Animal just on the right there. But what Cornwall is obviously known for, and it argues with Devon a lot, is its pasties. So the yellow building we just passed is a pasty shop. But what's quite nice about Bude, it has a little bit of a mixture of private independent shops and some chain shops. So you've got your Costa, you've got your Salt Rock, your Animal, your WH Smith, yada yada yada, and then you have these lovely little small personal shops like there. You have Wendy's Fudge Shop, and there's lots of little small independent lovely shops like that. But we continue up this ruddy great hill, pushing the pram the entire time, and effectively what we do is we get to the top of the hill and then we turn back around again to go for lunch. That's the Adventure Hotel, which is a place that commonly, when they do all their sort of big competitions, a lot of people stay at. It's most of the time known as a surf hotel. But you can get, when you come here in the summer, you can get absolutely crammed in with people here. But we also noticed a Rowley's fudge shop next to a place called the Pie Company, which we did check out the menu and it looked really good as well. But we are attempting to cross the road to get to the Rowley's Fudge Pantry. Now, if you don't know Rowley's, it's a, like it says on the tin, it's a fudge place, but it is fantastic. They tend to do lots of different flavours, all locally made, but here's the little Pie Company place. Look, they've got a little specials board. It all sounds really good. They didn't do wings, annoyingly. However, they did buffalo chicken loaded fries. So when we go back again, we said 100% we are going to try them. And obviously we'll do a review. It seems a bit more like a what more can I do, and it gave me an inspiration to think about a what more can I do to do with them. But of course we are going to head straight into this Rowley's fudge shop and get ourselves some fantastic fudge. And as you can see from the sign there, the thing that caught our eye straight away was pecan fudge. So we thought we'd have a look. Pecan pie fudge, I should say, sorry. But they've got all sorts, the maple and walnut, buttermilk, rum and raisin, the classic cream vanilla, but there's the pecan pie. So we did go for a few 100 grams of that. And it was really nice with actual bits of pecan in it, so it was absolutely lovely. We could have gone for more, however, it can get quite sickly, Rowley's fudge, and you don't want too much of it because it is pure sugar. I said buttermilk earlier, it's butterscotch. My mistake. And we continue on, and this is one of those little shops that I was talking about, these fantastic little tiny shops. There is a gin shop there as well, Tarquin's Gin. But we come across the post office and one of these nice little homeware type shops here, which is a really fun one. It actually has got surf stuff upstairs as well, and as you can see, a bit of tat outside, but it has really fun stuff inside. And one of them was the pasty pillow I came across, and I was so tempted to get one of these if it didn't say Cornwall all over it. A pasty pillow, what's not to love? And they have these really good little sections here. I was really tempted by these sauces, but they looked hot, and that put me off. And obviously got some Cornish sea salt, but they do also chutneys, little biscuits, sweets, all sorts, but they also do lots of homeware bits as well as wetsuits. Upstairs they have some surfboards and all the surf clothing, and that's Bude as a whole, really. All these nice little independent shops that sell things that you can get at most of the shops. And we couldn't go to Bude without stopping at their so-called castle, and that's it in front of us there, really. It's this relatively small building, lovely green though, and that is, like I say, when the green is on market day, it's just full of stalls, which is quite fun. But we had a little wander around here, and behind it is one of the entrances to the beach as well. But we carry on walking up this nice little slope towards it, and this was what we did on the way to having our lunch. And again, with lunch, I will stress again that it is planned what we had. We did sort of pre-plan and look at the menu before what we were going to have, and I chose it partly because it's part of the playlist that I'm going to be bringing out soon, and a new type of thing that we're going to be looking at on this channel. But that's effectively the castle right in front of us here. It is free to go in. I've never actually been in it myself, which is quite strange because I do enjoy my history, but never really went into it. But like I said, if you walk around the back of it on this little gravelly path, and you'll follow the river there, and also you can see the car park to the beach there. There is the start of the back of the dunes, I should say, of the beach. But if you literally follow the river around, you will be able to see the beach around the corner. So we didn't bother going to the beach. The weather wasn't the best on this day, and towards the end of the day after lunch it did absolutely piddle it down. But if you can see in the distance, the beach is there, and effectively all that you would do is walk to the other side of the castle and just follow the path you can see on the left all the way up there. But we left the castle, we saw this weird statue thing, and we walked to the little, I don't really know what you call this, it's kind of like a quayside. It's really small, quite cute, lots of little artisan-y coffee shops and some restaurants. But we went to the place we were going to eat, which was the Olive Tree, which is a place that most of the time we go to Bude, we tend to go. It's just quite nice, it's quite a basic simple menu, but it's all freshly made and quite nice stuff, to be fair. And you can see their local fire brigade. Most of the time it's all volunteers around here. One of the car parks, I'd guess you'd call this the quay. I don't really know what you'd call it. One thing we did find really cool that was here though, as we walked past it, if you could make it out in front, was a boat which served as a takeaway place and a restaurant inside. So you could go inside of it, but you could also get a takeaway from it as well. But yeah, we found that quite cool and interesting, and it was quite busy. It was just a shame it had a Cornish flag on it. That's a bit of a better view there of it, I should say. But yeah, really cool. And as you see, there's lots of little sort of coffee shops around, and it's quite a nice little area of a little river. We did actually see someone brave the weather, because it was quite windy this day, and go on that little river in a little paddle boat, which, you know, fair play to them. It's not for myself to do, but fair play. But effectively, this walk here is almost a full circle. As you can see the little river there, and you can just make out that green boat in the distance. It's just hidden behind this other boat. It's almost a full circle, because if you walk to the end of this and cross the road, you're back at the car park. So it is full there, and there's that little boat there. So these guys did brave it. And pretty much where we ate is just at the end of this walkway on the left hand side, where those canopies are. And this is it. We had a chicken burger, Cajun fries, dressed salad, really delicious, crispy chips, very well dressed salad, but the burger. So this is what we will be doing on the channel in future. We will be looking at making and reviewing burgers. Obviously make them as wing related as possible. We did do one a while ago with the cauliflower wing, and people really enjoyed that, so we're going to keep doing that. As you can see at this point, it absolutely piddled it down, but we had to go to Annie's Cottage, which is this shop here. We were kind of walking quite quickly at this point because it was hammering it down, it was blowing to gale. This is a fantastic shop. It's one of my all-time favourite shops of anywhere, to be fair. It's a really relaxed place, lots of sort of surfy gear, surf clothing. So I went upstairs to the men's section, obviously, and as you can see, you know, nice branded clothes. I was being quite quick with the camera because the shop person was giving me some funny looks, so I was like, okay. But you know, it's that kind of place that has that sort of surfy skater vibe. They have a car smelly, which is known as sex wax, which we always get the coconut smelling version. Fantastic. And across the road we saw a Toy Master. We didn't even know they existed anymore, but Bude has one. It's like something out of time, and it was just like a Toy Master that I remembered. A huge Lego section. I'm a massive Lego fan, if you know me. Lots of sort of modelling areas as well, all the sort of old classic toys as well. It was quite an interesting place to sort of walk around and look. But effectively, after spending about 30 minutes in the Lego section, we decided not to get any Lego, and the weather got heavier and heavier. We did walk to Sainsbury's to get some ingredients to make some videos, and as we left the Sainsbury's, we came across this view. Look at that, for an absolutely stunning view just of the countryside. You know, overlooking some houses, fair enough, but the view went very far. You could see some of the satellites, but that is a trip from Bude. Ta for watching.